Concierge Guitar Studio, the experience, the thrill, the fun of getting that new guitar. We're going to talk about why we think this little place might be this fit for you.
Let's get to it.
Hey, it's me, Baxter.
And it's me, Sean.
Sean, you just did the Edward Twilight finger touch. Okay, so the Concierge Guitar Studio, the showroom, the shop, we have a weird little thing we do here.
Yes, we do.
It is not a normal guitar store. We've tried to do that when we first opened, I think, years ago.
Yep.
But not really, because we just don't know how to do that.
Yeah, no. It's not fun either.
It's not fun.
You know what's really fun?
What's fun?
Being yourself.
Being yourself, and
Being yourself.
that's what we do.
End of the video. There you go.
That's
Slam dunk.
No, we just want to sort of break down what a Concierge Guitar Studio and shop
Yep.
basically is. It's multifaceted. We're going to sort of walk about it, how, you know, from picking out your gear to speccing out your gear, to the experience that is brought forth, to the one you leave with as well, and can continue on in the relationships that are formed beyond just point, click, buy, continue on the day. So imagine a boutique hotel. I like to imagine the Continental from John Wick because it makes me feel cool.
You walk in and they call you by your name, Mr. Clemens,
Yes.
and you've never been there before. You're like,
Oh my.
Hello.
Like,
Why?
no,
Why? I didn't understand. I didn't
Well,
know.
it's fun. This is something we've sort of done, as Sean said, like sort of naturally. Like we develop friendships and relationships with like-minded folks rather well and quickly.
Yeah.
It's something we love doing, to the fault of not selling instruments sometimes.
Yes.
That is not the goal.
My favorite thing whenever people walk into the shop is usually right away they go, "Oh no, I don't need any help," and I'm like, "I'm not trying to sell you something." I love the attitude of like, "Oh, I know what this is. You're trying to give me a sales pitch." I'm like, "No, let's go play guitars and let's hang out for a minute.
Let's talk about
let's
movies.
Talk. Let's just like."
Let me tell you where to have lunch first off, and I'll
Yeah.
tell you what to order. We have like
Yes.
menus prepared. We have certain alcohols prepared for certain folks that
Absolutely.
come. It's part of what you do. But let's break into the actual. You did come to buy a guitar. Let's say you came to buy a Fender Custom Shop,
No.
or a high-end boutique piece like an Echo Park or a
Yeah.
Castadosa, or something. The process of that. There's really three things. The first thing is you should just be coming in to buy a piece.
Yep.
You don't want to spec it out. You're here to buy a piece. We have, of course, a showroom and multiple private showrooms within the showrooms, plus the studio, that are part of this experience.
Yeah.
And they all sort of open up at different points in your process and like what you want to do and what you want to experience, how deep you want to go into it. But our job is to help you find not just the greatest piece, but the experience of it becomes part of that piece as well.
Absolutely. And usually that starts with us either, we like to call it like the tour. We'll give you the shop tour real quickly. As long as there is enough people in the shop and we're not absolutely slammed, we'll try and walk you through and show you all those rooms and just kind of talk you through any of the things that you have interest in. Starting off with the guitar that you're probably looking at. Let's just roll with Fender Custom Shop to start off with, right? Take you to the back room, and then we usually take the time to talk about all the different details that you might be looking for in your custom shop, right? Besides anything that we might have. There might be a certain neck shape that you're looking for, anything that we try our best just to get you.
We should have it. We try
I was
to
gonna
stock
say.
at least 50 to 60 pieces on site at any
It's
given time
rare
to
not
have
have it.
every pickup SKU, every neck SKU, every type of color combination possible. Just some are duplicates, well, as close as a custom shop can do to a duplicate, but because every guitar is different.
Absolutely.
And that's when you're coming into actually hands-on, boots on the ground, I call it, and you want to experience that.
Yeah.
We try to leave you alone pretty quickly too, so you can just learn to explore those instruments yourself. But we're always available, and we pop in quite a bit.
Yeah.
And we check on you, and there's always a little bit of something to have, maybe a snop or two of drink.
Yeah. I was going to say, I'm thinking more so of like that journey bit where they're like, I don't know what I want, but
That
we're
is a
going
fun
to
one.
find it. Like that's
That is a fun part.
That to me is a part of that. It goes along with the idea of this concierge studio thing that we've designed, which is getting you on that journey to the Nirvana place that you're getting to.
No, because our team is really cultivated and developed just for that. We're not Guitar Center. We don't know how to do high mass transactions. This is not what we're about. We don't like it. We move at a slower pace. We're in the South down here in North Carolina. That's just what it is.
No, what we always say is volume, volume, volume.
We'll turn it up. And we do say that quite a bit. Because we'll leave the room, one of the private rooms, like, go as loud as you want. It doesn't bother anybody.
Yeah.
We'd love to hear it, even though we can't once we close those doors. play it. You gotta learn it. Now the next step, which I spend most of my time doing, is on the phone and on the internet with folks, is when you're designing your own piece.
Yes.
That is really fun. That's really where we thrive and where we excel, and we become one of the tops at this game and enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, that's like Johnny Rob's big thing here too, is helping people spec out great custom shop guitars, sometimes amps and two rocks like that. You know, I know he's got
That's
a couple
what he and
of
I
guys.
do all day, and it's like and the funny part is it's really fun. If you're having fun, trust us, we're having fun too. If you're not having fun, we're still having fun because it's guitars. It's fun, like every little aspect. And we've had tons of videos on how we do this. Go back and check some of those out, just on the process of that. We don't need to go into that all, but this is a huge part of our entire ethos, our shop, the business, but also just our personalities. We don't, when the showroom closes, the showroom's only open from 11 to 5, but we're here at 8 till 8 sometimes, and it just doesn't stop. It doesn't stop when the doors close or the doors lock.
And that experience usually transcends to just the shop itself. Like, I can't tell you how many times people have come by the shop and I've gone to dinner with guys. We had guys who came in one Sunday, and I had a date planned with my girlfriend, and
I remember that.
She's awesome.
Because they were from somewhere cool.
They drove from.
It wasn't the Canadians.
No, the guy was from overseas, but he was American, but he lives overseas. He's got a house here somewhere far away. They drove like 4.5 hours to get there. It happens
more often than not.
And they got there at the end of my lesson, and they were like, "Oh man, we didn't even think to check the hours." And I said, "Well," I was like, I looked at Skylar and I was like, "You cool if they come in here?" She's like, "I don't care." I was like, "You guys want to go to dinner?" And they came to dinner with me, and then we came back and we played guitars. And
that was cool.
Yeah, I think one of the gentlemen, he didn't buy a custom shop that day. Later on, he decided that he wanted to, but that wasn't really the point. I felt bad that he drove 4.5 hours.
Well, we had the Canadians I was laughing about. They drove from Montreal during the blackout. And they had guitars that so I was showing him guitars in the back, showing with my iPhone flashlight, as there's no heat, electricity, or anything. It's the middle of winter, and someone shot out our power supplies for a week. That was fun. That was but no, it's just part of it. And like we're not closed. We're here. We know you made an 18-hour drive, wherever it was.
And I think another thing that goes with surprises whenever people come to the shop is like when they walk in, I think it always makes me smile to know that they're surprised to see you and me and Derek and Jonathan and Dylan and like the crew that we talk about on the camera being the people in the shop, that we are just there.
No, it's just us.
And we're like, "Hey, how's it going?
It's
What's
just
up?"
us. Yeah. Now, the third part of that little triumvirate that I started with, first it's coming in to buy a piece, coming to spec a piece. Here's one that's really, I think, separates us two in a fun way. We'll help you find a piece somewhere else. Yeah. And we do it quite often. Yeah. We've done it to the extremes of we've driven to the Gibson garage to help some of our true VIP customers and what have become friends buy their own Murphy Labs, spec them out, buy Gibson acoustics.
That's right.
We've sent people to shops, so that was hilarious. I love that experience. We've done it at many other shops. We send people to Wildwood all the time, daily.
Yeah, Sims
Music Villa, Chuck Levin's, like the shops that we become sort of, I'm gonna call them sister shops, because they're our sisters and we're the one alpha male of this whole thing.
That's right. And they stay beneath us.
I just wanted to feel like Matthew McConaughey for a minute. But no, that's part of, I always call it my Miracle on 34th Street philosophy. I've taken that, if we can't help you find it here, I will help you find it somewhere else. Yeah. And that's sometimes one of the initial first things too, especially if you're located in that region, and I know you're gonna be serviced better to get your hands on, again, boots on the ground, hands on the guitar.
Yep.
And like picking out amps can sometimes work that way too, because certain amp tones wow me and they don't wow Sean.
That's right. I won't say exactly what I don't like, but there's certain amps that I'm very impartial to, that you absolutely love.
No, so there's so much of it's the journey. Continue.
Well, and I was going to say, with your point there, I'll blow you up here a little bit. We had a customer one time who was dead set on finding a 1983 Fiesta Red Fender reissue.
Built in the Fullerton factory.
Dead set on it.
I love that dude.
"I don't care how much I have to pay." He's like, "I want to give you money to find this guitar for me." We didn't accept it. You didn't accept it.
No, we didn't.
And you went and sought this guitar out from a shop that we had never talked to. In Brooklyn. Reached out to him.
New York City.
And got this guitar for this gentleman and made his day. And we had it shipped here. We
I
went through all
send
the stuff.
customers daily to other shops.
Yes.
Like, and we have such great relationships with these shops too, and there's no money changed by anybody behind the scenes. It's just that's just what you should do.
Yes.
That's what we feel you should do, and it's fun too. I'll call up my friends at some of these shops like, hey, can you take care of this customer for me? And they're like, 100%.
Yes. And to that same point, we've hand delivered items to people.
That's funny. We've done
Many
that
times.
quite a bit. The last one we did was when we were going to Chuck Levin's.
Yes. Ultimately, we were actually just going to PRS, and we stopped by Chuck Levin's
Just to
on
hang
the
out.
way to
Yeah,
hang
we
out.
decided last minute to
Because we
go hang
love
out with
people.
Carlos
Yeah.
and the gang.
We love Carlos and all those
And our
dudes.
customer who bought a 2-rock from us happened to live in the DC area. We said, hey, Sean was on the phone.
Yes. He was 10 minutes away from Chuck Levin's.
Meet us
and
at Chuck's.
I said, hey, man, instead of shipping it and you having to worry about this, he bought a very expensive amp.
$7,000 plus thing.
Crazy amp that we were like, we'll hand deliver it. He was like, no way. And then we hung out and we talked and played guitars.
great.
at
That
Chuck
guy was
Levin's.
super cool.
He had never been to Chuck Levin's, which was crazy too, and he was blown away by Chuck Levin's. So we also hopefully made a customer out of Chuck's. So
It's a fun experience, and it's our joy to be able to do that. We've expanded into things like so much, and it happens like from estate planning to, and that's for preparing for end of life, preparing for if someone did pass away that was loved. We work with lawyers a lot of times that has an estate, but we also, more importantly, we help with folks that are maybe in disarray with their relationships, and we gotta be careful with their guitars and make sure headstocks aren't destroyed, things aren't thrown into the river or the bathtub. It's like it's part of. And there's no money that changes hands for this either. It's just a thing you do.
no, doing that in that same vein, helping people find their guitar collections throughout.
Yes.
If it's stolen, things like that. But that's a part of our journey as to what we do as a shop, and our ethos being solely, it's more so about, I guess maybe being a human being first, and then a guitar shop second. So.
It is like when you said human, like that's one of the things I think we strive to succeed in beyond others, and our sister shops that can do this in certain ways too. Like that's why we recommend them, is just the personal touches with everything. It should not just be a result to sell a piece of equipment. What we do here at Casino is a pretty special thing. I hope you enjoy it. You found us through YouTube, most likely, but just give us a call.
Yeah.
Give us a little email. Have some fun. And just like anything we can do to help, even if we don't have it, we'll do it.
That's right. Check out, if you want to, go to our website, look through all of our great stuff there, but you can join our email list where we actually do a really cool newsletter that is based upon more so cool things going on in the shop.
Yours truly writes that on email. It's like, I know.
It's
So if you have any
mass
typos in question, it's all ChatGPT.
ChatGPT'd it. No.
Can you write this like 1980s?
It is it's a very personal touched thing, though, that everybody in the shop has a hand in kind of designing that, and it goes back to that kind of, it's more of a personal service to connect with you guys and build the community, and in my opinion, that's what we're doing
And
here.
that's what it is, a community, and it's not about selling things all the time. It's the human touch, it's the human connection, and we love it. Been very successful through our time here as well, and we thank everybody for taking the time to click like and subscribe.
Hit the bell.
And just being with us all this time, and we hope that one day you can come see us in person, hang out and talk about guitars.
That's right.
Or movies. Peace be with y'all. Thanks for watching.